Before we start, I want you to imagine something. Imagine waking up 1 year from today and realizing nothing changed. Same habits, same excuses, same routine, same version of you, and deep down, you know you had the chance to change it. But you didn't. Now let me ask you something honestly. How long have you been telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow? A few weeks? A few months? Or so long that even you stopped believing your own words? Because that's how most people lose their lives. Not in one dramatic moment, but slowly, quietly, one delay at a time. And the dangerous part is, you don't even notice it happening. Until one morning you look at your life and realize time moved forward, but you didn't. I know that feeling because I lived it. I remember sitting alone one night, staring at a screen filled with unfinished plans. Ideas I was supposed to start. Goals I said mattered to me. Promises I made to myself. And suddenly I realized something painful. Life had never been waiting for me to feel ready. It just kept moving. Without asking. Without warning. And I was still sitting there, thinking about changing, instead of changing. So if any part of this feels familiar, stay with me. Because tonight I want to share 7 truths that completely change the way I look at mornings, discipline, regret, and the life we are slowly creating every single day. And before we go further, I want you to answer this honestly in the comments. What is one thing you know you need to change, but keep delaying? Don't overthink it. Just write it. Because awareness is where change begins. Let's begin. I used to believe I had time. That was my biggest mistake. Every week I would tell myself the same lie. Next Monday I'll become serious. And every Monday I stayed the same. I blamed timing, stress, fear, lack of motivation. But the truth was simpler than that. I was waiting for a feeling that never comes, the feeling of being fully ready, and while I waited, life kept moving without me. People around me started improving, building businesses, changing their bodies, learning skills, growing. Not because they were special, but because they stopped waiting. That's when I understood something painful. Life rewards movement, not intention, not potential. Movement. Marcus Aurelius wrote something that changed me deeply. Do not act as if you have 10,000 years to live, because one day, without warning, your time will run out too. And when that day comes, your excuses will not matter. Only your actions will. So ask yourself honestly, how much longer are you going to wait to become the person you already know you should be? Because the scariest thing in life is not failure. It is reaching the end of your life and realizing you never truly started. And maybe that discomfort you feel right now is exactly what you needed. Because the moment you stop delaying your life, everything starts changing. But there's another problem most people never notice. Even when they want to improve, they destroy themselves in the process. For a long time I thought destroying myself meant I was disciplined. Less sleep, more work, ignore the stress, ignore the exhaustion, keep pushing. And at first it almost felt admirable. Until my body stopped cooperating, until my mind became heavy all the time, until I woke up tired, even after sleeping. That's when I realized something important. Burnout does not make you stronger. It slowly makes you weaker while convincing you that you are being productive. And most people never notice it happening. They ignore their health, ignore their peace, ignore their mental state, and call it ambition. But ambition without balance destroys people. You cannot build a strong future with a broken version of yourself. That is impossible. Epictetus once said, "If the fortress falls, everything inside it falls too." And your body, your mind, your energy, that is your fortress. So protect it. Not because self-care sounds good online, because your future literally depends on it. Drink water, sleep properly, move your body, protect your attention, protect your peace. Because if you collapse, everything you are trying to build collapses with you. And sadly, most people only understand this after they break themselves completely. But even worse than exhaustion is carrying regret every single morning of your life. There was a time when every morning started the same way. I would wake up and immediately feel heavy. Not physically, emotionally, because my mind would replay everything I wished I had done differently. Missed opportunities, bad decisions, years I felt I wasted, and slowly I became emotionally trapped inside my own past. Maybe you understand that feeling. Maybe there's something in your life you still replay at night, something you wish you could change. But listen carefully. The past no longer exists, only your attachment to it does. And regret is dangerous because it feels productive, when actually it changes nothing. It only keeps you emotionally connected to pain that is already over. So one day I asked myself a different question. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen?" I asked, "What is this trying to teach me?" And that question changed everything. Because every painful experience carries wisdom if you stop using it as punishment. You are not the same person who made those mistakes. You have grown since then. So stop punishing the version of yourself that didn't know better yet. Learn, adjust, move forward. Because life becomes very dangerous when you spend more time thinking about the past than building your future. And that leads to another truth most people avoid completely. Every single day you are building something. The only question is what? I want you to think about something honestly. Where is most of your energy going every single day? Your best hours, your focus, your effort. Who benefits the most from it? For many people, the uncomfortable answer is this. They are spending their entire lives building someone else's vision while slowly abandoning their own. And the dangerous part is, this doesn't happen suddenly. It happens quietly, 1 year at a time. You tell yourself you'll start later, when life calms down, when you have more money, more confidence, more time. But life rarely slows down for anyone. I once met a man who had worked the same job for over 20 years. Hard-working, disciplined, reliable. But one evening he admitted something painful. He said, "I had dreams once too." And the way he said it felt like listening to someone talk about a person who had died. That stayed with me for years, because I realized something terrifying. Many people don't lose their dreams in failure. They lose them in postponement, in endless waiting, in survival mode. And slowly, their dream becomes something they only think about late at night. So let me ask you honestly. If you keep living exactly the way you are living right now, where will your life be 5 years from today? Because your future is not built by intention. It is built by repetition. One action at a time. One morning at a time. And maybe you don't need to quit everything tomorrow. Maybe you just need to stop abandoning yourself every day. Because the moment you start building your own vision, even slowly, your life starts feeling different. But to build something meaningful, you must protect it. And most people destroy their future by talking too much. One of the biggest mistakes I ever made was talking too early. The moment I started planning something, I would tell people, friends, family, anyone close to me. And at first it felt good. People reacted, gave opinions, asked questions. But slowly, something strange started happening. I stopped focusing on the work and started focusing on what people thought about the work. And that destroyed my momentum, because dreams are fragile in the beginning. Very fragile. They don't need attention early on. They need protection. The wrong opinion at the wrong time can plant doubt deep enough to stop you completely. And most people giving advice don't even realize they are doing it. They project their fears onto you, their limitations, their insecurities. That's why silence is powerful. Silence protects your focus. Silence protects your confidence. Silence protects your energy. The strongest people I've ever seen move quietly. They don't announce every move. They don't seek validation before results. They build patiently, privately, and eventually their results speak louder than words ever could. So next time you feel the urge to announce your plans, pause for a second. Ask yourself honestly, am I sharing this because it helps my growth, or because I want attention? Because those are two very different things, and one builds your future while the other feeds your ego. But silence alone is not enough, because if you listen to the wrong voices every day, even silence won't save you. Growing up, I listened to everyone. People with opinions, people with fears, people who had never built anything themselves, telling me exactly how life works. Be realistic. Play it safe. Don't dream too big. And for a long time I believed them. Not because they were right, because they sounded certain. But one day I asked myself a simple question. Has this person built the kind of life I actually want? And if the answer was no, why was I letting their voice control my direction? That question changed everything. Because not every opinion deserves access to your mind. Some people speak from wisdom, others speak from fear. And if you are not careful, you will inherit the limits of people who gave up on themselves years ago. So choose your voices carefully. Choose people whose lives reflect the results you want. And most importantly, learn to hear your own voice again. Because deep down you already know what kind of life you want. You are just surrounded by too much noise to hear it clearly. And once you finally remove that noise, you realize something powerful. Your life does not change from motivation. It changes from consistency. There was a moment in my life where I almost quit completely. No results, no recognition, no proof that anything I was doing was working. And honestly, I felt exhausted. I remember sitting there one morning thinking, maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe you've had that feeling too. That moment where stopping feels easier than continuing. But instead of quitting, I made one small decision. Just do today's work. Nothing more. Just today. And then I repeated it the next day, and the next. And slowly, life started changing. Not dramatically, not overnight, quietly. That's how real growth happens. Consistency feels boring while you are doing it. That's why most people stop. They want instant transformation, instant success, instant results. But life rewards repetition. The small things you repeat daily eventually become your identity, and identity shapes your future. So stop asking whether one day is enough. That's the wrong question. Ask yourself this instead: can I keep showing up? Even when motivation disappears, even when nobody notices, even when results are invisible, because that is where real strength is built, not in hype, not in emotion, but in discipline. And once you learn how to trust yourself consistently, your entire life changes. Before you leave, I want you to understand something important. Most people will hear this message, feel inspired for a few minutes, and then return to the same life. Same habits, same excuses, same delays. But a small number of people will actually change after tonight. And honestly, I think you already know which one you want to become. So here is my final question to you. 1 year from now, will you still be making excuses, or will you finally become the person you keep promising yourself you will become? Because life is moving either way. The clock is moving either way. And eventually your future will reflect the choices you repeated daily. So choose carefully. And if you are serious about becoming stronger mentally, stronger emotionally, and more disciplined in silence, subscribe to Silent Dominion. This channel is not built for people chasing comfort. It is built for people ready to evolve. Quietly, patiently, powerfully. Rise quietly. Dominate silently. Silent Dominion.